A lot of elbow rub, a lot of handshaking, a lot of baby kissing. It was good.
Yeah, they wouldn't want that if you lost, Coach, right?
Well, that was my biggest worry because and it sounds funny now, but as a coach, as a human being, when you come back home, you don't want to lay an egg. And I don't have anything to do with it, but as a coach, you think you do, and everybody else thinks you do. And the worst thing you want to do is lay an egg. And I want to thank my players for going out and finishing my homecoming where I got to see a lot of people I loved and had a lot of great times with. And my players made it special for me by coming out and winning the ball game.
What do you attribute that success to tonight? What was different than the last time out?
Well, first of all, we played at Appalachian State at 3,300 square feet. Andy plays hard as hell. And that takes a lot out of you at that altitude. Then you get on a plane next day early, fly time zone, come out, and they went and got the chicken out of retirement for 30 years because he excites the crowd. So they're pointing to you. They had to hire him 2 weeks ago. They had senior night. They backed it up and put senior night on us. They doubled their crowd, so they're ready. So it happens in basketball. You walked into an environment that we were coming off and we're going to play the game, and they were sitting there waiting on us with the intent on winning. And it's a growing process, and there's a lot, even great championship teams lose that type of game. So, you know what? We came out. I knew Andy came in the arena extra time, the whole time. He wanted to redeem himself, and tonight he had a really good ball game.
I was just saying, can you expand a little bit on not only Andy's performance, but Cam, got it going late as well?
Now, here's what for all you armchair coaches. So I'm in at halftime, right? I think Cam's 1 for 7, or I don't know. And they were in and out, just couldn't get one down. So I said, Cam, now just make sure now you keep shooting. I turned around, took a step, and I turned back around, and I said, I don't know why I said that because I know you're not going to stop. So he came out as shooters shoot, shooters shoot. And you can't, somebody said, well, if they're missing 7, you got to tell them to stop. I don't know when he's going to make the next one. And if you can tell me, I don't think so. He's a shooter, and that's what they do. Now, if he took a real bad 3, that's a different story. But he's taking good 3s. You got to let him go. And what happens is he strings about 4 in a row. Game goes from 10 to 20. It's over.
Dan, did you feel like they could even run with you guys? I mean, that's kind of what they do, but that's what you guys do best. Did that play into your hands?
I don't know if it plays into our hands, but it does get us a rhythm that we are used to. So I like it. It's more fan friendly to me. It goes up and down. When you go up and down like that, the biggest thing is that 20-point leads can go away. 20-point deficits, you can win. And to me, that's fun. For some fans, that's heartbreaks. They can't take that roller coaster. I'm used to riding a roller coaster, don't mind it. I'll buy my ticket every time to a roller coaster rather than a merry-go-round. And you know what? I don't mind this good ball game. Cliff Ellis has won 900 some games. He's going to prepare his team. He's going to be ready. And I thought our players were much more determined to win this game. And they, Corny said it best at coming out. He said, y'all know what Coach D'Antoni's quote was. He said, last game, we came to play, and the other team came to win. Let's make sure tonight we come to win. We're not coming here to play. And so I told him at the end of the game, I said, let's put our hands up. We didn't come down here for 1. We're coming down for 2. So let's go get 2 and go home. So we'll see what happens. Georgia State won't be the same Georgia State team. They'll be a lot tougher there.
I was going to say, get another shot at Georgia State. Obviously, things went your way back home, but what do you anticipate might be different about this matchup?
Well, first, you don't embarrass. They had to be embarrassed. We didn't embarrass them. They kind of embarrassed themselves because they didn't play as good as they normally do. And I'm sure their coaches, are excellent coaches who play high competitive basketball. I'm sure they've reminded them, and these kids will come up and show. They're going to give it an extra shot to see if they, can show us that that last game wasn't real. And so we got to go down with the intent that we're winning this game, get on them, and then come home with 2 victories.
Were you pretty happy with Wyatt and Jacob out there tonight, having to play a little extra?
Well, I'm always happy with Wyatt and Jake, They're a learning curve, but, Jacob's 18, Wyatt's 19. I think he's 18. They're right there. Mike has just turned 19. The kid he's playing is 24. In fact, every kid out there, I think, was older than Tavion. Tavion's our oldest guy. So, I like that. And I was talking to Cliff Ellison. Somehow college athletics gone amok. It's not the way it should be. Marshall's the way it should be, because we're playing the way college athletics with college students who are of age, and they're representing our college right. Now, that's not disparaging the other. They're playing within the rules and within what is ability to do. And they're trying to win. So I'm not disparaging the program or anything like that. I'm just saying, for me, college athletics should be preserved for college players. And they should be able to go to school, graduate, and you've got to somehow slow down the migrations to where they're playing 4, 5, 6 years at this level. Needs to slow down. And COVID obviously was a big part of that. But that's slowly going away, and I hope we slowly get back to the college game.
Coach,
That it?
what was it like being back home, getting a big win like this tonight, seeing your team really dominate for you in a homecoming game?
Well, like I said, my greatest fear, just a human fear, is that you don't want to lay an egg when people seem to hold you in high regard. So when you're sitting out there before the game, man, I'm sweating bullets, because I know that they're going to be prepared. Coach Ellis does a great job. And I know that they're athletic. They got 2 20-point scores from other teams at the Division I level. They had a kid that came from Providence, considered one of the Power 5 or 6 conferences. And they're athletic. It's hard for Cliff in that there are 11 of them or 12 of them from Portal. He has to put them together quickly in 1 year. That's very difficult. He lost players, had 2 really good players, or 3 that he lost to major schools last year. I told our assistant coaches that we have to do a great job of convincing these guys to be loyal to Marshall. You can do that easier for a kid coming out of high school, that this is the one you want to graduate from. You're going to be an alumnus of this school. When you come to a school for 1 year, you're coming for yourself. And that's difficult on coaches. That's very difficult to form a team, put it together, and play. Now, it can be done. There are some teams that do it pretty well. But if you look at our conference right now, Louisiana's on top. They stay pretty much intact. On the other hand, Southern Miss went out and regrouped the whole team. So I don't know which way it is yet. It's not determined. It can go either way. I just prefer my way. And I think for fans at Marshall, and for when you come back, how many players are going to come back to that school if, let's say, you don't win a championship and you're in there 1 year? How many times do you think you're going to get them back? How many times do you think they talk about your university in a real positive and supportive way? Probably not going to happen. How many of y'all think Tavion Kinsey always come back here? He'll always be a part of Marshall. Andy Taylor's always going to be a part of Marshall. So by staying, to me, that's what college athletics is about. That's what living is about, what human life is about. Being loyal, giving your best, being positive, and fighting through things. I hope all our fans hear me and appreciate what these guys did. Stay positive with them. I don't know where we're coming. We might win it all, might be in the NCAA, might not be. But I know this, and it's just like that little thing I got in my office, Snoopy carrying Charlie Brown carried Snoopy on his back. It ain't where you're going, it's who you go with. And we're riding with a bunch of good guys that represent Marshall extremely well. Great administration that's positive and pushing us forward and you're going to get the best we got. And I think you're going to be happy. It may not be this year, but it's going to be happy. It may be this year. I don't know, but you're going to be happy with the product if you approach each game the right way and cheer for Marshall. That's football, basketball, baseball when we get it going, everything. Cheer for Marshall. Be undeniable. Don't be critical. Back on it. Stay pushing forward. And I think you're going to see a great product from Marshall University Athletics. I preached. That's my philosophy. But hell, I'm going to live that damn thing and die with it. So, you know what? If they want to come and get me, come and get me. I'm going to be smiling when they do. I appreciate it. Have a good one. I'm going to go out. I got a bunch of friends. I might go down to Dagwoods, man.